Hey everybody, this is Boomy Moore. How are you? Just doing a quick video talking today about what we call the terror barrier. Basically, that is this wall of fear that we often come upon when we are stepping out of our comfort zones, going forward to do something we've never done before because there are some results we want to get that we haven't gotten before. And so we come up against this wall of fear, but we shouldn't let the wall of fear stop us. So let me explain a little more. I want you to imagine there is a person and the person is getting results less than what they want. We're going to call those results X type of results. So here's a person with an X type of conditioning. They're thinking X type thoughts because that's how they're programmed, and they're taking X type of behaviors. And so in this example, they go to a seminar and they get inspired. They hear some ideas that get them excited. Let's call that a Y idea. So with their conscious mind, they say, oh my goodness, I'd like to do that. I'd like to achieve that. So they start to reason and they say, I want to experience that. So they take on this new why idea, but not at the subconscious level because they haven't internalized it yet. Just in their conscious mind, they're like, hey, I want to make six figures. I want to change my life. And so at this point, there is no real confusion, nothing of any worthy event of nervousness going on inside of them because they have not internalized the idea. Okay? But let's talk about what happens once they really start internalizing this idea. But first, I do want to let you know that when a person has an X type of conditioning, and they are thinking X type of thoughts, and they're taking X type of behavior, we call that being in bondage, right? This conditioning has them in bondage, in shackles, stuck where they are right now. Then they get inspired with a new idea. That's the Y idea. At first, it's just in their conscious mind, no problem. But once they start to emotionalize that idea, then it starts to seep into the subconscious mind. And this is when things go haywire. Because now it's not just an X vibration in that person. It's not just a Y vibration. It's an XY vibration, and they don't mix. X and Y don't mix, just like oil and water don't mix. And so what happens? Oh my gosh, now here it comes. Here comes the doubt. Here comes the fear. Here comes the worry. Here comes the anxiety. Have you felt that before? Come on, I know you felt it. Anytime you're doing something different than you've ever done, you've gotten anxious. You've experienced fear. You started to question yourself. Can I do this? Should I do this? Maybe I should wait to another year, another time. Should I press forward? There's all kinds of these things going on in your mind. You're like, what should I do? Well, we call this conflict. Now, what should you do? So now here's this terror barrier, this wall of fear. You've got two choices. You can keep moving forward confidently in the direction of your dreams, bust through this wall of fear into freedom, or you can do like a lot of people do. I think I'll wait till later. Oh, this is too scary, it's too huge, it's too big. I don't know if I can do it. And instead of going forward, guess what they do? They run back into safety, to what feels familiar, to what they're used to. But let me tell you, in my opinion, safety really isn't safe. Safety keeps you stuck. There's no growth in running backwards. What should you do when you come up against this wall of fear? You should make the powerful choice for your future, for your growth, to feel the fear, but still do the thing anyway. to keep moving forward and bust right through that wall of fear. Now, I am not saying that the anxiousness is going to go away. I'm not saying that you won't continue to feel like, oh my gosh, can I do this? I'm saying that when you get an understanding because of what I'm explaining to you, because this is information, when you get an understanding of what is going on inside of your body, then it's like, oh, okay, I'm feeling this nervousness because there's a certain way that I've been, but there is something that I want that is more magnanimous for my life and is not mixing. So I'm going to go forward to this more powerful thing. And yes, it feels scary. And yes, I may be afraid. And yes, I may have some doubts, but who cares? I don't want to stay the same. I'm not going to run back. I'm going to keep moving forward. It doesn't matter how I feel. Feel the fear and do it anyway. And Boomy Moore told you success is created in the fear zone, right? So you just learn to, oh, okay, I'm scared. I'm in the right place. Let me keep moving forward. So you bust through that wall of fear, and guess what is through on the other side of that wall? Birds singing and chirping, the light shining. We call that freedom. You bust through that terror barrier into freedom. And that freedom has brought you the growth that you needed to stretch, to get to the other side, to get to that new you. And see, that's the awesome thing about goals. The real purpose of goals are to grow you. So when you go through that wall of fear, you would have experienced growth. You would have said, oh my gosh, I didn't know I could do that. I've done that. So your confidence increases, your belief in yourself increases, right? So here we go. You felt the fear. You kept on moving. You busted through that wall of fear. You now are experiencing freedom. Ain't it great? Yes, it is. And now, with that growth, you now have a new type of conditioning. But this new type of conditioning is now still a new X. And guess what's going to happen? You're in a new X vibration that is higher than where you came from, but there's still going to be more for you to experience and something else for you to achieve. So guess what'll come up again? When you set a new goal and you have a new idea and it's something now that something new you've never done before. Here we go again. The terror barrier is going to come up again. In fact, as you keep on going to higher and higher levels and heights and goals, typically that terror barrier never goes away. But who cares? It doesn't need to go away. As long as you have the understanding of what's going on, you can literally let the fear fuel you, right? And you keep on moving forward to higher heights, always going forward into freedom, never shrinking back. And with that, guys, I hope you've been inspired. I hope you have a worthy goal that helps you to be both enthusiastic and experience a little bit of fear. Then you know that's the right type of goal. Move forward and bust through the terror barrier. This is Boomy Moore. And remember, you are more powerful than you know.